Welcome everybody to the Union City Community Chorale 2026 Spring Concert, Instruments of Harmony. We love a piano. We're excited that we will indeed be featuring a very special instrument in today's program, this beautiful 1877 Steinway Grand, an instrument with an interesting history and a magnificent sound, which you will hear more of later on in our program. And we are beyond delighted to have guest pianist, Mr. Russel Gates, here with us today to showcase this beautiful instrument. Today, of course, we also have several other natural instruments in today's program, the 15 voices that make up this season's Community Chorale. So fittingly, we have endeavored to put together a program that will serve as an instrument to deliver a message of harmony, one that expresses deep emotion, brings comfort and peace, fosters a sense of community, and serves as a universal language for joy, sorrow, and celebration. First of all, though, please join me in welcoming the new director of the Union City Community Chorale, Mrs. Crystal Wazak. We searched long and hard to find the chorale's new director, a very talented, experienced, and fun director who comes to us with an amazingly diverse professional background. Welcome, 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 Crystal. We'd also like to take a moment to quickly remind everyone to please silence your phones if you've not already done so. And finally, as always, we invite you to continue celebrating with us by sharing good conversation and refreshments together in the fellowship hall following our program. Poems often serve as an instrument used to deliver a message or share a feeling or experience. The song, America the Beautiful, in our opening piece, America, was originally a poem written by Catherine Lee Bates in 1893 to describe the feelings she experienced when looking out over the view from Pikes Peak. Her poem was set to several different tunes before adopting the tune by Samuel A. Ward, which you just heard, and is one we're familiar with today. It has become so much a part of our lives that it has become our unofficial national anthem. So, and it was artfully combined by arranger Lon Beery in the medley we performed with the patriotic hymn that I'm sure you recognize, My Country 'Tis of Thee. Now perhaps you'll recognize the title of our next song, The Road Not Taken, as a well-loved poem by Robert Frost. Several of Frost's poems were set to music by Randall Thompson in a collection called Frostiana. In The Road Not Taken, Frost transforms an ordinary walk in the woods into a timeless allegory of life's crossroads and the stories we tell ourselves to navigate them. Thompson's music adds another dimension to the experience. By the way, the poem is printed in your program for those who'd like to follow along or revisit it later on. Then after that, we'll hear the Marquez arrangement of the beautiful song based on the famous prayer of St. Francis, Make Me a Channel of Your Peace. Ladies and gentlemen, The Road Not Taken and Make Me a Channel of Your Peace. This next piece was selected with a special member of our chorale in mind, who sadly passed this past December before we were able to perform it. Pam Miller was a longtime member and was always willing to do whatever was needed. Sing, work on concert preparations, sell ads or tickets, or even play one musical instrument or another on a piece when it was called for. She played the trumpet for us on more than one occasion, and some of you may remember her playing the ukulele in the Izzy K style version of Over the Rainbow. Today, Pam would once again be playing her ukulele for us on this lighthearted and fun piece recording by the pop rock band Train. Any Train fans out there? Sing together. We'd like to dedicate this song to our dear friend and feel certain that she will be strumming and singing right along with us today. Thank you for being a part of our lives, Pam, and for sharing your musical gifts with us. We hope you like this. As the song says, it's the least that we can do, our final gift to you.
I run out of songs to sing to take your your mind off everything. Just smile, sit while with the sun on your face, and remember the place we met. Take a breath and soon I bet you'll see. Without you, I would never be me. You are the leaves of my family tree. When I pass the pearly gates, I will find some real estate. You can settle down, watch the world go round. Roll them down all love we had, and let them know we've got a spot for them to be. And it's all free. And the sun from the face we met, take a breath and soon I bet we'll see. I will never be me. You are the leaves of my family tree. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, sha-sha-sha. Da-da-da-da-da, wah-wah-wah-wah. La-la-la-la-la, dooby-dooby. Bebop, bebop, doo-doo-doo. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo-doo. La-la-la-la-la, la-la-la-la-la. La-la-la-la-la, boo-boo-doo-doo-doo. La-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la.
Well, we don't let a concert go by without including at least one spiritual, and today's selection is one of our favorites. This arrangement of Peace Like a River with a slight jazz feel by Joel Rainey includes the well-loved hymn Amazing Grace as well. Following that will be another spiritual of sorts, although not a traditional spiritual. Roger Emerson's lively arrangement of Raise Your Voice from the stage production of Sister Act is very spirited and will certainly lift your spirits, if not the roof. So, ladies and gentlemen, first, Peace Like a River.
Peace Dei, benedicimus Dei, adoramus Dei, glorificamus Dei.
Tu solus Dominus, tu solus Altissimus, Iesu Christe, Gloria Dei Patres.
Raise your voice, get your book together. Raise your voice, let your freedom fly. Don't you hide it, why not ride it like it's God's voice? Raise the beat, raise the king, raise his tune, a higher plane.
Raise the raucous,
Raise the devil, raise it up, raise your voice. Lift it up together, raise your voice. Spread it across the sky, blast it, flare it, stand and share it, help the world rejoice. Raise a sweat, raise a cheer, raise it to the stratosphere. Raise your strength, raise your fear, raise your soul, the angels sing. Raise your voice, raise your soul. You guys are gonna be fabulous. Raise your voice, in excelsis Deo. Agnus Dei, benedicimus Dei, adoramus Dei, glorificamus Dei, agnus Dei, benedicimus Dei, adoramus Dei, glorificamus Dei. Raise it, raise it. Voice.
At this point, our chorale is going to have a seat. And during this time, while they're doing that, we'd like to thank the First Congregational United Church of Christ for their kind and unwavering support of the community chorale since its inception over 25 years ago. They have provided us with not only a performance venue, but also a place for our rehearsals, and even a place to house our music library. And it goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway, that we are so thankful for the church, most of it anyway, our music, our accompanist, who was at the church at the time, and the Steinway, that they all survived the recent tornado. So, will you please join me in showing our appreciation for their very generous contribution. Now, before our special guest, Mr. Russel Gates, steps up to the Steinway to showcase his talents at the sound of this beautiful instrument, our accompanist and very accomplished musician in her own right, Emily Chard, would like to share a few words. Thanks, Em.
Yes, my name is Emily Chard. I am music director here at the First Congregational Church. It is with pleasure that I am participating in this afternoon's community showcase of our Steinway grand piano. And I'd like to draw your attention to your program insert. It's stuck in the middle there, and it does give you the whole history of our journey with this Steinway, and it also has just a really nice bio of our guest pianist. I'd also like to express our appreciation to the Union City Chorale for generously sharing their concert with us. And what a wonderful thing to have such a full house. So it's very, very validating. It is my honor to introduce to you our guest pianist today. Russel Gates was born in Coldwater, Michigan. He began playing the piano at the age of 5. During his teen years, he was a student of jazz pianist and Gilmore artist Ron DeSalvio. In 2001, his composition, entitled Moment of Triumph, won the Kalamazoo Symphony's Youth Composition Contest. He graduated from Hillsdale College with a Bachelor of Science in Music, Composition, and Piano Performance. Russell has performed piano professionally for more than 25 years, starting out at an abandoned train station turned restaurant called the Claremont House in Coldwater. He has performed with the Jackson Symphony Orchestra at the Music School of Prague and Loyola University for the 16th New Orleans Classical Piano Institute. He has had master classes with international piano competition winner Alan Chow and the Woody Herman Band pianist Chip Stevens. Russell also performed in show band orchestras on worldwide cruise tours with Holland America, Regent, Royal Caribbean, Celebrity, Azamara Cruises, and he has accompanied thousands of shows. We are thrilled to have Russell with us today as we showcase our beloved Steinway. Get ready to hear this piano played like never before. Thank you.
Thank you. That was kind of like a marathon, you know? Well, it's over. Jeez, all right. Yeah, it's really great to see everybody here. Give yourself applause just for coming, you know what I mean? Like, it's incredible. We're about to start letting people in at all. There's so many people here. That's great. So what was that? Anyone have any idea? You know, there's not 1 in 100 people who listens to that other than me? You're kidding me. All right. This is my favorite piano player. If I had to name one, it's kind of hard to name one, but I'll name one. Hiromi, and it's. I wanted to let you kind of just imagine. I think part of music is if you tell somebody ahead of time what it's about, it gets them thinking about that. Whereas if you don't, it's up to your imagination. You can think what you'd like, and so I let you have that opportunity. But the name of it is Mr. CC, Charlie Chaplin. If that kind of makes sense now, rethinking it. So, obviously a very sporadic man, clearly. So, let's see, the next tune we're going to play is the feature song. I guess I'll talk about it. Sounds good, right? So, George Gershwin wrote Rhapsody in Blue about 102 years ago. And it's a very interesting piece to just think about it. If you haven't been to any of my concerts before, I like to walk around, you know. You should get like 8,000 steps a day or 10 or whatever, so this is just part of my thing. Actually, when I have gigs, I don't really go to the gym on days I have gigs because I have to move my PA and 2 keyboards, and it works out, you know. But George Gershwin, he wrote Rhapsody in Blue when he was 26, and he originally wrote it for 2 pianos. And he was part of a big band, and that was then soon orchestrated by his friend, I think Paul Whiteman was his name. I think he had a big band. And it's funny, the iconic clarinet lick that opens the thing was just arguably the most iconic clarinet lick of all time. When he went to the rehearsal for the big band, somebody was just practicing that. And he walks past and he's like, yeah, do that at the beginning. How these creative things come about. And the actual orchestrated version that we are aware of today came around later in time. So it's interesting, he was reading the paper though, Ira and him, his brother, the songwriters, and it says George Gershwin, he's going to perform this in 10 days, and he's like, oh shit, I forgot about that. So he had to write this, he wrote Rhapsody in Blue in 10 days or so for 2 pianos. It's pretty wild, right? You think of classical music and you're like, oh, this is boring. But then you go into the actual lives of these people and you're like, well, isn't that interesting? You know, so. Anyway, so we're gonna play the most iconic half piano concerto of all time here. So here we go. I'm not done yet. Come on, one more? All right, fine. This is the longest running, I believe, television series of all time. More people know that than the CC, right? Hi, 30 minutes are over, so thank you for joining me. Back over to the Union City Chorale.
Well, Russell, where'd he go? He moves fast. And a lot. Okay. Well, Russell, we just can't thank you enough for being a part of our program today. We are truly blessed and honored. Thank you again. That presents a problem, however. Like, how do we follow that up? I'd hate to say, just forget you heard that. Okay, so, okay, so now, if we can have our chorale reassemble, we have a couple more songs for you, and you know, this is all about the piano today. We're not fooling anybody if we think it's about us. So we're going to reassemble, and we have, we're going to be singing to our usual accompanist, our own local accompanist, and Cheryl Burlingame, the chorale president, are going to tickle the ivories for you now as we sing a Irving Berlin song, I Love a Piano.
I'm only going to use one finger. You think I'm kidding? Kurt, could somebody try to count how many we have? Karen or somebody in the back, could somebody try? classical too, all of it bright as my day. It's the finest music I know, and I love it so. Morning or night, mellow or bright, G and piano is grand.
I love the
Gee,
piano.
what a sound,
I love the piano.
wonderful sound.
I love to
Wish I
hear
could listen all day.
upon the
Easy
piano.
to
A
smile,
grand
all
piano.
of the while.
It's simply
When I hear someone play, the tune is ringing. My heart is singing. Oh, yes, I long to hear that ragtime melody. Boogie or jazz, razzmatazz, anything else that they play. Heavy or blue, classical too, all of it bright as my day. It's the finest music I know, and I love it so. Morning or night, mellow or bright, G and piano is grand. I think pianos are grand.
Well, we hope today's program has served as an instrument to bring harmony into your lives, not only today, but in the days and weeks to come. And now we'd like to send you off with a Don Basic and Nancy Price piece, which kind of sums up just how we feel about music and singing and explains why we're a part of this group that the community is so fortunate to have. Fortunate for this group of local singers, who have an outlet for using their musical gifts, and fortunate for the community to be able to enjoy the gift of choral music brought to them right in their own backyard. And just a quick reminder, we'd love to have you join us for sharing refreshments and celebration in the fellowship hall right after the program. Thank you once again for coming today. And now, as long as I have music.
Seems far beyond me, and I have no place to go. When my life seems cold and empty, and I feel I'm all alone, then a song comes to me. Spirit